inspirational and motivational here at Clubhouse. Get a better mindset and set your goals here at Clubhouse. Educational things you need to know here at Clubhouse. Like credit, home, buying loans, and much more here at Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse.
Erica thought that was her. It's not her. It's StreamYard. Hey, Nicole. How you? I think she's frozen as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Home Buyers Clubhouse. It's StreamYard, girl. It's not you. I think Erica thought it was her, so she backed out. But StreamYard shut down as we were going live. We may have to get us another provider.
I was getting ready to say, I was like, okay, now come on.
No, and then it said StreamYard. Look, Erica think it's her. It's not her. Let her know that's not her. It's actually StreamYard this time. But anyway, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Home Buyers Clubhouse, where we go live from Wednesday and every Friday. On Wednesdays, we give something motivational, inspirational. On Fridays, we give something educational. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. Miss Nicole, introduce yourself, honey.
I am Nicole Crawford. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty, servicing the Greensboro Triad area.
All right. So look, y'all, we are doing our part 3 credit series, but let's just talk about this entrance that we just had. Because for one, let me tell you the issues that I've been having today. Well, number one, it was I couldn't get Canva to work. So I had to bootleg our stuff for today. Now, StreamYard want to act funky. I don't know what's going on, but if y'all can hear us, just let us know that y'all can hear us, okay? I don't know. How you feeling, Nicole, girl?
It's been one of those days, honey. I don't think it's technology. I think the day in general, but we're going to rebuke that. I have knocked over everything behind me. So we're going to keep on moving.
That's it. That's all you can do. Just keep
pushing. I'm just lucky y'all can't see it. Yeah.
Girl, I understand, honey. Everything's working here. I don't have any lights on up in this room, but we good on this side. So like I said, we may freeze, but we're going to keep going. So we're going to do our credit series. Yes. So part 1, we talked about, the credit bureaus, what's on your credit. And then we talked about part 2, we taught you guys how to read your credit report, some things that's on there, how to go through it and highlight certain things that's on your credit report. And also last week, week before last, we also talked about how to dispute items on your credit report. So if you guys would get the chance to catch that live, or if you need some dispute letters, we have them in our book at www.hcrjournal.com. We have it in there, but we also have a free download on that website as well. So if you don't want to get the book right now and you're just kind of curious, or you don't have the money to get the book, although we are doing a special for $25 right now, you can get the free checklist on there, and you can get a free dispute letter along with free credit tips. So that's www.hcrjournal.com. All right, now let's get started. So Nicole, today, again, y'all, we're talking about, we're going to start with what to look for on your credit report and what to do if your identity was stolen. So Nicole, if you want to come in, you can come in as well. So, but yeah, if you notice or if you believe your identity has been stolen, it's definitely critical and it's very important for you to take immediate action. I know some of us, we may look at our credit report and we don't feel like dealing with it, Because I've always kind of wondered what would I do in that situation.
Absolutely.
How can I? I don't know, but you definitely want to make sure that you do it because the longer you take, the more fraudulent activity can take place on that account. Nicole, you've had that happen to you. So how did that work for you before I kind of get into details on what to do and how to fix it? Did you freeze?
Well, for me, mine has always been I've been grateful and thankful that I haven't had anybody to steal my identity and have to go through all of that. But I have definitely had people to be able to hack my credit card accounts or in my bank account once. So that's um just as scary, especially when you realize that somebody has your personal information, especially when it comes out of money. But
Mm-hmm.
seeing those crazy charges hit and then having to go through the banks, and luckily, with the credit union that I am a part of, they were really diligent in helping me to resolve those issues, putting my money back in my account. At least the first time, being able to get those charges removed from my credit cards that they were attached to and all that. So I was lucky in that sense. But I have had it happen on a card where I wasn't as fortunate to be tied to a bank. Um, but I ended up after showing them that it wasn't my charges, that they did go ahead and allow me to dispute it, put my stuff back in. We just closed the accounts, reissued new cards, and I haven't had anything cross my fingers happen since.
So some advice to give, and I'm very hard headed
Yes.
when it comes to this. Use credit cards. Definitely use credit cards whenever you are making purchases, if you can, because sometimes it's a little bit harder with these debit
Yes.
cards. And myself, I don't. I don't. I use my credit cards
Absolutely.
online, but I know that it's better to use your credit cards. We have like 5 comments going on. Erica, how you doing, ma'am? Somebody said credit over debit in the homebuyers clubhouse. Credit over debit. Who said that? Was that Erica? She just went out, so it's probably Erica. So yeah, credit over debit. So definitely use your credit card before you use your debit card. All right. So all right, let's go. Let's start going. I think Erica went out again, y'all. Poor thing. She said her internet service is like pitiful. So let's get
Too.
going.
So if yeah,
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm in and out over here too, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
I know it's StreamYard too, so I can tell because you're freezing. I know I'm probably freezing, so I think it's
Mm-hmm.
StreamYard. I think we need to look into some other people right now because StreamYard. This is 2 weeks, but I'm just thinking it was my internet. But 2 weeks straight, everybody's having issues, so I think it's them. All right. So if you realize that your
Yeah.
identity has been stolen, the first thing you need to do is contact all three credit bureaus. You need to contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. We talked about this before. It's more than one credit bureau, you guys. A lot of people, when you ask them about their
Absolutely.
credit score, they always give you one number. It's three. And you need to make sure that you also have them place a fraud alert on your account. So contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Have them place a fraud alert on your account. Number two is you want to make sure that you freeze your credit report so that potential creditors are not able to view your credit report. Okay. And this makes it more difficult for new accounts to be open on your account. So this is why you should freeze your account. Number three is you want to make sure that you report the theft to the FTC and to the local police department. This is what I wonder. I'm like, and would I actually call the police if I realized that somebody stole my identity? I just wanted that. Um,
So
but
many
yeah,
people don't. I think a lot of people don't.
but that's the first thing they're gonna ask for. So did you contact the police? No, why would I contact the police? What they gonna do? But yes, you need to contact the police first or whatever. And what this does, this creates what is called an identity theft report, which can be used to resolve fraudulent transactions on your credit report. So number four, you need and if you believe one of your existing accounts, such as your credit card, has been assessed by unauthorized people, you should immediately contact the creditor as well. So usually the creditor, they would immediately cancel the credit card and issue you a new one. And then, and this is what happened to you, right, Nicole? And then they're going to correct it on your credit report.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So did y'all get all of that?
You
Because there's
got
a
it.
lot going on right now. We got a
You
lot of
got it.
distractions. All right. So I think that's everything. All right. So we're past that. So step three on repairing your credit is you want to address the accounts that are currently past due. That's what we are right now. So, like I said, the week before we talked about disputing your credit, and then we're kind of rolling over. We're finishing up with the steps on what to do if your identity was stolen. Step three is to address the accounts that are past due on your report. Nicole, are you following me right now, or are you following me? I'm asking because if you want to take this section. If not,
To the
I take
book,
this
so
section.
I can. Mhm.
Uh-oh, you breaking up.
That's why I was trying to jump in there, but I can't get it. I was trying to pull it up on our electronic version so I can follow and help you through.
Okay, okay. Just let me know. Let me know when you just double dutch, girl, double dutch. All right.
Okay.
So step three, you want to address your accounts that are past due. All right. So after taking care of any errors on your credit report, you want to start working on your past due accounts. Um, and the objective is to make sure that you get all of your accounts current. And a lot of people don't realize that. So you've disputed your items. Now you want to work on your past due items. Okay. All right, so the biggest factor in your credit score is your payment history. And we talked about this before. That makes up about 35% of your credit report, of your credit score. So what you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that you pay your bills on time. And this means that if you have any past due accounts, your credit score will suffer. So again, paying your bills on time is number one. Number two is your utilization rate. Okay. So just make sure you're paying your bills on time and get everything caught up as you start repairing your credit. When one of your accounts is more than 180 past due, this is considered a charge off. And you may see stuff like this online about your charge off accounts. So what a charge off is, it's bad. Is as Trump would say, it's really bad for your credit. It's really bad for your credit score. And what you want to do is, you want to do whatever you can to keep them from going on your credit report. So any charge offs, you want to make sure that you keep these off your report. So you want to make sure that you're paying your bills on time. 180 is a charge off. So with this in mind, just make sure you're working on paying off your accounts that are past due or in danger of being charged off. Nicole, I'm struggling with these things in my ear today. Can you hear me okay? Audience, can y'all hear me
And
okay?
and look, it keeps going.
Like
I can hear you, but it keeps going in and out. So
yeah, I feel like I'm stumbling through.
you're doing great.
Okay, y'all. So the good news is that your creditors, they may be willing to negotiate with you. A lot of people don't realize that. So tell them that you are very eager to avoid having this account going to charge off. Again, you don't want to do all of this work. You don't want to work on fixing your credit, paying off, disputing your credit, and then you're still not paying your bills on time. Okay. So make sure you're doing everything you can to build your credit as fast as you can. So contact them. They may be willing to dismiss some of the late fees, or they may let you pay the balance over several payments instead of all at once. The next thing is when it comes to your accounts that have been charged off, you're still responsible to pay them. We talked about this before. It is possible that the creditors, they may be willing to settle a charge off for less than the full amount. Yeah, and you'll need to negotiate with the creditors to determine if this is possible. So if you don't deal with the charge offs, you're going to find it really difficult to secure new credit or loan. And I think this is the issue, Nicole. People, they start watching these videos online, and it's certain ones, and we're going to talk about that as we get deeper into the weeks. We're actually almost done, to be honest. But later on, we're going to talk about like some cans. Actually, it's in our book, like some things that you don't really need to be touching right now. You don't want to go and open up a new can of worms, but right now, if you have these late accounts, you definitely need to be paying those off and trying to fix them and trying to negotiate. And you just don't want to be working for nothing. You disputing these items and you're working for nothing. Because guess what? Once you dispute those items, these new items are going to go on your report. All right. So once
you got it. I think a lot of people, when they,
you can go, Nicole.
I was gonna say, go ahead, because it's so choppy on this side. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So once your charge off accounts is fully paid, your credit report will show zero balance, right? So, however, the charge off will still show up on your account for about 7 years. But again, you need to pay it off. Pay it off, especially if it's brand new. Don't, yeah, just pay it off. In addition to past due and charged off balances, you must handle accounts that have been sent to collection. So with these accounts, you can follow the same steps as with the charge off accounts by fully paying off the balance or settling with the creditor for a lesser balance. So like with the charge off, your credit report will reflect these activities for 7 years. All right. So, okay, we talked about some of the things that affects your credit. We talked about late payments. We talked about your utilization rate. That's number 2, right? So the next thing we're going to talk about is your utilization rate. So step 4 to building your credit is you want to make sure you bring down these high balances on your credit report. And I think I have a slide or something from the last time we talked about this. All right. So your utilization rate. If you have a $4,000 credit limit and you spend $800, that's about 20%, right? But if you have a $2,000 credit limit and you spend $800, that's about 40%. The goal is to keep your utilization rate. If you're trying to buy a house, we say about 10%, but the goal is about 30%. So if you only have about a $500 credit card, you don't want to spend no more than about $50 if you're trying to keep it at 10%. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just know that they pay their bills on time. But the lower your utilization rate, the more you pay down these balances, the higher you're going to see your score increase. Some people, they don't really have bad credit. What they have is a high utilization rate. But this is why we're teaching this, is because if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what you're looking at and you don't know how to fix it, you can't fix it. I was letting you come in.
Okay, I couldn't tell if you let me come. He just went silent. I was gonna say, because after, I mean, when it comes down to paying down those credit cards, a lot of times, especially when we're new to credit, we feel like it's okay if I run it right at the edge as long as I don't go over. But once you have 2 or 3 of those cards, I mean, that's where we're really building our credit and being able to show how we can handle credit. So if we're always carrying those high balances, then it's going to, your risk of not being able to rise like you should.
Yeah. I missed the last part. You went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I was
if you
gonna
pay
say,
your
and this is the time of the year we are. That's it.
Okay, I didn't hear you. See, you
Can you hear me
froze.
on my
But the reason
side?
I'm letting you talk is because I know if you freeze with StreamYard, it'll play it through later on. So I can't hear you, but you know, the audience will hear you later on. So yeah, this is the time of the year. You say what you say? No,
I said this is the time of the year where a lot of people get those start running up those credit cards. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is what you should ask yourself. Which is more important? Your credit card balances or your past due accounts? Which one is more important right now between the things that we talked about today? So obviously you don't have unlimited funds to invest in repairing your credit, right? So you still have bills to pay. You have bills to pay, you have groceries to buy. So you have to prioritize your efforts. Because your payment history is a bigger factor in your credit score, you should focus on first getting all of your accounts current, right? And once you dealt with getting all your accounts current, once you've done that, everything is past due, you can move on to bringing down your high credit cards or your high loan balances, okay? So catch up all your bills first. You can dispute your other stuff that's wrong on your credit report. catch up all your past due bills, negotiate with the creditors, and then you can start paying your other bills down first. But don't dig a deeper hole. Don't. Again, late payments, they count, they weigh a little bit more. But the crazy part is, then we said what, one is like 30% and the other one's like 35% of your credit. So that should tell you. So your late payments is they're like 35%, and your utilization rate is 30%. So again, some people think they have bad credit when they don't have bad credit. They just need to pay down some of their debts. Period. So what you should do first is past due accounts, your high credit card and loan balances is number 2. And then number 3 is your charged off and collections. That's what you need to focus on. That's how you're going to attack your credit report. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to work on building your credit. Do we got enough time to talk about that? Yeah, we have enough time to talk about building your credit. All right. So the next thing you want to do is you want to work on building your credit. So when it comes to building your credit, there are 2 sides to the coin, right? I'm trying to keep it short.
You want
all
to.
Right.
Oh,
you can go on.
Because I know. Okay. So there are 2 sides. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
You want to eliminate as much negative information as possible, and you want to tackle, of course, those past due accounts. On the other side, you want to add positive credit. So for a lot of times, we're telling people to add a new credit card. But when you add it, you want to make sure because there's no use that has the accounts on there if we're going to do the same thing and put ourselves back in that hole. So anytime adding new accounts, make sure you're paying those accounts on time, keeping your down, and we keep saying it over and over. No matter if you're not going to do the by the new, we're going to be back in the same situation we were in when we first.
Exactly. So I didn't hear what you said because you kind of went out, but you were telling them about getting new credit cards to build their credit.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So with that being said, all right. So what you're going to do is when you are, what, Nicole?
With the back end and going in and out.
Yeah, StreamYard got us messed all the way up today. I tell you, I don't even know if we streaming to everywhere we supposed to be streaming to today, boy. But anyway, so with that being said, you can apply for a credit card from one of the major credit companies. You can do Discover, American Express, Visa, Capital One, MasterCard, when searching for a credit card. But while you're searching, you definitely want to check to see their recommended credit scores. And this will help you know the odds of being approved for a particular card. The annual fee, you want to check your annual fees. Some cards may require that you pay a fee every year. So you definitely want to check that. And you also want to check your APR as well. And if you don't get approved for a major credit card company, you have a few options. I know for me, it was Capital One when I first started building my credit. It was Barclay, now they're called Mercury. There are different ones out there. But if you can't get any of those cards for like bad credit, you can also go and apply for a secured credit card. Navy Federal, they have those if you're with them. But you can get a secured credit card anywhere and just make sure that you make those payments faithfully for the next 6 months. And what they do is a secured card, you have to do a security deposit. So you're taking your own money, you're putting it on the card, and you need to treat that card as if it's a credit card, which it is a credit card, but you're taking that money and you're securing it. Some people think that since they put their money into that card, that they don't have to pay on that card. No, you're putting that money down, and you're going to use that card. You're going to pay it down, keep your utilization rate down. You're going to make those payments on time every month for 6 months straight. And then after about 6 months, they'll give you another card. And then you may want to consider something like a retail card, like a Walmart, an Amazon card, a store card. Any of these cards can help you build your credit. Oh, I thought you wanted to say something. So in addition to getting a new card and using it to build your score up, what you can do is a few things you can do to build your credit is you want to team up with someone that has a good payment history. Like someone like your spouse, they have a really
Mm-hmm.
solid credit history. Maybe, but don't team up with them because you want to become an authorized user on their account. But you don't want to team up with them if they have a high utilization rate and they're not paying their bills on time. Okay. You want to team up with someone who has a low utilization rate. Remember, what that is a low balance on their credit card and they need to be paying their bills on time. Become an authorized user. And second, just consider, don't close out any of your accounts. Just consider keeping your older credit cards, even if you don't use them much, because the age of your credit history impacts your credit score. So having an older card on your credit report extends the total age of your
Yes.
credit. I've seen some people pay off their car payments and then their credit score just drop like crazy or whatever. So, like I said, that age, it matters on your report. Experian Boost is another program as well that you can use. You can connect that to your bank account, and whenever you pay like your utility bills and your cell phone bills, it'll help build your credit and they'll report your account, your payments to Experian. All right. I'm trying to rush through it. I'm trying to. So we talked about get a secured loan, which is very similar to a secured credit card. Same thing. Just go to your bank. You can borrow
Mm-hmm.
money against the money that has been deposited. So that's considered a secured loan. And also, there's something you can look into like a nonprofit lending organization. And there are like a few organizations that have been created and designed to help people get their financing or build their credit. Mission Asset Funds, they make small loans available to certain individuals, which can be used to improve their credit score. All right, Nicole. So this is one thing that we could talk about as well. Another alternative is we have Landis. Landis is a program out there to help people do the lease with the option to purchase program as well. They help people build their credit. They help people. They take a portion of their rent and they put that towards their down payment. So there are different alternatives out there.
Absolutely.
All right.
There's programs out there that to be able to help people. So we just sometimes you got to do.
You knew you went out. You went out, so I'm sorry. Yeah. So all right. So you're in it all. I can't even get right. StreamYard have me like, oh, I hate when I'm like this because I like to come in calm. I always come in. I get here early, so I won't have to be the way I am right now. I can't get my words right. I'm just because everything's just not working, and it's driving me crazy. Can't focus. So just focus on your healthy financial behaviors in all, y'all, to build your credit. Just focus on your DTI. Make sure you keep your payments low. Keep everything below 10%. The lower your DTI, the better. You need to also focus on budgeting. We talk about that in our book also, and hopefully we can get into budgeting and a plan later on if our StreamYard is acting right. So you need to focus on your budget. You also need to focus on comparison
Right.
shopping. Talk to different lenders. You need to shop around for different auto loans, for different car loans, or whatever you need to do. Do comparison shopping. Make sure you have fraud protection. Use things like um golly, Credit Karma. I can say StreamYard. You see, it's on my mind. It's on my mind. Use things like StreamYard. Golly, Credit Karma. You need to use different things. They have different things on your credit cards also that can help you monitor your accounts. So just keep a close eye on your account. You have Identity IQ out there. If y'all need some help, need a link for that, I have that as well. So they have different things that can help you monitor your credit. But the biggest thing is you need to be persistent and just be patient as you build, repair, and restore your credit. Period. That's all I have. That's all I
Mhm.
have. I'm so stressed out today. I am. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. We made our 30-minute mark. Thank you guys so much. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I'm a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. You can reach me at 919-818-9854. Miss Nicole.
I am Nicole Crawford. I'm a realtor service in the Greensboro Triad area. And I can be reached at 336-457-3007.
You guys, y'all can reach us in the clubhouse at www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. Y'all can find us on Facebook, on our page, and on our group, at Home Buyers Clubhouse. You can find us on YouTube at The Home Buyers Clubhouse. We'll talk to you guys later. We hope you guys have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. Research shows that most rich people own or invest in real estate. But unfortunately for most, money, credit, or lack of knowledge prevents that. Break those chains and generational curses on your family. Leave your family with the gift of home ownership. Don't let credit hold you back, because this book will teach you how to build and restore your credit while helping you track your score and budget. It also has real life stories to help teach and encourage you once you are ready to start the home buying process. Give the gift of home ownership today.